Salute, Mobtube. How's everybody doing today? Let's see. Hutch, Brian Bozak, Davis Dean, Nightmare 1503, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Joseph Montanero, thank you for becoming a member, my friend. I appreciate you. Ted Thailand, Dave, Teresa the Baby Marie, Redheaded Stepchild, M. Soretti, Mustache Pete, Mikhail One, Pasta Patate, Bobby Barbarian, Sis, Michael Hensley, we love you too, bro. Charm City, Steve Cutler, Donald Bishop, Chenko Abindondo, hey now, Major Lee, awesome, Alex Trejo, Slug, and Brooklyn Rob 1. I believe that's it for now. So, all right, guys, you know the routine. Let's wait till we get some people in here, and we'll get started. Now, real quick, and I'll go over this a couple of times during the show. We introduced the new membership program. Well, I did last night. Tony Soflo did today. I believe Gunsmoke is going to do it too. And this is basically what's included in that. Now, I don't know their specific plans. I'm pretty sure I do, but I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing exclusive content just for members, okay? But I'm also going to do certain videos where members will get early access and, things like that. And, of course, you're going to get priority comments, meaning that if you're a member, I'll most likely get to your comment before anyone else's. And, we're going to do some other cool stuff. Me and SoFlo and Gunsmoke talked about collaborating for you guys on some members-only videos, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's going to be good. It's going to be fun for everybody. I guarantee it. You're not going to be paying for nothing. You're going to be getting something out of it. So if anybody would like to become a member, I have figured out the situation with the iPhones and all that. I don't know exactly how you do it from those, but I do know that I put a link in the description of my video, and I put it up on my community post. And whether you have an iPhone, an iPad, Android, whatever it may be, if you click that link, you should be able to sign up and become a member right away. And really, there's no sign up. It's just paying $4.99, and that's it. You're done. You're a member. That's it for the membership thing. I'm going to start soon, too. Within the next few days, I'm going to be doing some members-only stuff. Hey, now, new member. Thank you very much, hey, now. Oh, yeah. Maybe that, too, Joseph Montanero. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to do all kinds of stuff. I'm going to make sure that this is, something extra you're getting. It's not just... Hang on one second, guys. Sorry, guys, that was Bill. He didn't know I was live. Trevor Smith, new member. Thank you, Trevor Smith. I appreciate you very much. But like I was saying, I'm going to make sure that there's a whole lot of extra perks for people who become members. I've seen channels where they sell the memberships, but they don't do anything for their members. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Okay, Mikhail One. Yeah, let me know, bro. So I'm going to be talking about a few different things today. Now, hold on. I think my cigarette went out. Number one, I'm going to tell you a little bit. I'm going to give you a little teaser about Danny Trejo. Okay, just a couple of little things just to prove a point, really. And I'll tell you why I'm just doing it that way, because I think that the whole Danny Trejo show with all the info is going to be a members-only exclusive. That's what I'm planning so far. It doesn't mean I won't make it public to everybody at some point, but at least for the first few days or so, it's going to be members only. This Day in the Mob, 1999 super sticker. Thank you very much, This Day in the Mob. I appreciate you, bro. I was a little scared with the membership thing that it would take the place of donations. I can't have that. So I appreciate you doing this. Thank you very much. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Oh my God. No, I didn't see that. What the hell? Hold on. I can't curse yet, guys. Now calling out Bull. No, I haven't seen that yet. I'm gonna have to check it out. Um, so I'm gonna do the Danny thing a little bit, and then I'm gonna talk about Lee and Josie being big mad. And then, and I had no plans on doing this, but somebody sent me something like 15 minutes ago that I feel like I have to address. There's a clown who decided, for whatever reason, to start attacking Billy Cotolo Jr. I ain't having it. Okay? Listen, I don't care if that's what you do. I don't care if you claim to hate rats. I don't care what you think your position is here. I don't care. Okay? I'm going to defend my friends no matter what. And I see that you're doing it for nothing other than the fact that you're trying to please your masters. So I'm going to have to get to you, Jeff. Okay, we're going to have to talk. At least I'm going to talk to you through here. And I'm going to tell you how I feel about all this. So we'll get to everything in just a few minutes, guys. Yes, everyone check out Bill Cotolo's 11th Avenue podcast. Please go subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, Joe Bag of Donuts. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me give it a few minutes because, again, I can't curse yet, and I'm going to need to. Jenko Abindondo, new member. Thank you, Jenko Abindondo. Joe Batters, new member. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys doing that. It means a lot to me. Let's see here. All right. I'm not even at the 8-minute mark yet, guys. Salute, Bill Cotolo. Hope you enjoyed your birthday, brother. Oh, he's in here? There he is. Bill Cotolo, my man. How you doing, bro? If you want to hop on during this show, Bill, you can, because you might want to express your feelings on a certain jerk off all of a sudden deciding to attack you. It's up to you. If not, don't worry. I'll take care of it. Ritzy Painting, new member, my man. Thank you, Ritzy Painting. I appreciate that very much. This is great, guys. Showing support. I love it. I love it. I think I'm already up to like 45, something like that, members. That's a beautiful thing considering I just started last night. The goal, of course, would be to get to, 3, 4, 500 members. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I figured I'd give it a shot. We'll see how it turns out. Diversity training with MRE. We're at the 8-minute mark. Maybe I can get started. Jeff Canarsie has a face a mother should be ashamed about. Well, listen, me and Jeff at one time I thought were friends. Okay. And I thought Jeff was an okay guy. We would talk on the phone. We'd have good conversations. We seemed to have a few things in common. I don't really like doing this. I don't want to do this. I don't. But you're attacking Billy Cotolo Jr. now. Okay. And I didn't listen to your whole video. I'm not going to. But my only guess as to why you're doing that is, like I said, to please your masters, Angel Gotti and fucking Lee Cole and who knows who else. Because we know you're terrified of Lee. You think that Lee has something on you because of his previous friendship with A-Light, and you're terrified of him. Okay, let's make that clear. We know that for a fact. I'll give you an example. Lee used a piece of Jeff Canarsie's content that Jeff said he could use. Okay. Jeff went and hit him with a copyright strike. Lee threatened Jeff and then boom, dropped the copyright strike. He's scared of him. Okay. Now, Jeff, I already know what you're going to say. You're going to sue me. You're going to sue me. Go right ahead, bro. Go right ahead. And that's another thing I'm going to get to. But first, let's talk about how you started your video, because I only saw the first 2 minutes. So you started it with Dear Horse Teeth Cotolo. Dear Horse Teeth Cotolo. Now, you know that thing I always say, that old cliche about throwing stones when you live in a glass house? I don't want to do this, but I have to. Bill Cotolo, first of all, I would kill to have his teeth, number one. I think most of us would. But coming from you, Jeff Canarsie, I mean, let's be honest, bro. You're one ugly motherfucker. Okay, you're a funny looking bitch. You know that, bro. You're a very odd looking dude. That's why you don't show your face. That's why you don't show your face. That's number one. Number two, you're so thin skinned that you've had your comments turned off since probably the beginning of your channel because you're afraid people will make fun of you because of the way you look, because you're a funny looking motherfucker. Okay. You're crazy looking. Let's be honest. All right. Sue me. I don't care. Whatever. And it's not just your face. Okay. I would just lay off of me and my friends. Remember, we ended a live stream once. I think it was me, you, Common Sense, and Gunsmoke, and you took your shirt off. Remember that? Don't get me started. Okay. And you also, while you were sitting there with your shirt off, talked a whole lot about how John Jr. is a rat. Yes, you did. And look, 3 other people heard it. Okay. Heard you go on and on about how you know he's a rat and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And that's not the first time you've said that to me. That's not. Considering, first of all, your physical appearance, I wouldn't be talking shit about anyone else's, okay? Especially Bill Cutolo's. Good looking dude. You know what I mean? And Jeff, honestly, you wish you looked like Bill because then you could show your fucking face on camera. You're kind of an embarrassment, bro. You know that. Okay, and we know that you, hold water for Angel Gotti. You know, you carry, I should say. You'll do whatever she asks. You'll toe the line. You'll go along with her narrative no matter what, even if you don't really believe the things she's saying or feel the way she does about things. You will pretend to appease her and to make her happy. Okay, that's who you are. That's one thing we know about you. That's why I don't talk to you anymore. Because after Angel Gotti threw you under a bus and treated you like shit out of her love for MRE and your decision not to kiss his ass, what did you do a couple of weeks later? You went on Gunsmoke show of all places and started talking about what a great person Angel is and how much she's helped you. So listen, this is just a little taste, bro. I'm not going to go on and on and on and on. But if I was you, I would leave Bill Cotolo the fuck alone. Not to mention, listen, Bill doesn't need me to do this for him. None of my friends ever need me to defend them. Okay, let's get that straight. Okay, I'm nobody's bodyguard. But I'm going to, whether they need me to or not. I'm going to. They're my friends. And I would have done the same for you, Jeff. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I have when we were friends. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I had your back too. So don't start this bullshit now. Okay, you've been silent. You've been doing your fucking content. You haven't been starting any trouble. Keep it that way. Because listen, I knew something like this was coming because just recently you posted some sort of warning, I believe, to have been directed at me. Don't warn me. I'm warning you. Okay? Just keep your fucking nose out of it, bro. For real. And do your content. Because to hear you tell it in the beginning of this video, you have 3 businesses and all you focus on is real content. And all of us guys over here with the drama and this and that, it's all trash. And fuck you, please. Bro, the only reason you're not doing the same fucking thing is because you're terrified of people, especially Lee Cole, which is ridiculous. You're scared of Lee. You're a fucking coward. So I just want to make these things clear. Okay, this is, again, not something I started, not something I wanted to do. I held my tongue about Jeff Canarsie after he stabbed me in the back a few months ago. But now he wants to do this shit. And here's another thing. Here's another thing, bro. Let me tell you why you're a coward just like all the other cowards who hide their faces. Okay, because you will do something like this, attacking Bill for what? A good 17 minutes straight? Go on a rant about him? Okay, and you'll talk shit about any of us, and you'll talk shit about this one and that one, any rat that you don't like. And because let's be honest, bro, it's not all rats with you either. You told me on the phone, bro, you have absolutely no problem with Jimmy Calandra, and you think he's a good guy. Okay, but you'll attack all these people day in and day out, and then if they go back at you, your first fucking words are "I'll sue." Everybody knows that about you. You want to be able to trash people and slander people all over YouTube. As soon as they respond to you, I'll sue. Please, bro. Another bitch. Listen, if that's you and the only way to defend yourself is to sue people, then stop talking about other fucking people. Okay, because that's you saying, I could do what I want, but if you do it back to me, well, then you're going to have to pay for it. I'll sue you. That's not how life works, Jeff. You get what you give. Okay, if you trash somebody, they have every fucking right to trash you back without you being a fucking punk bitch and running to a lawyer. But look, it's no surprise. That's what that side does, and you are on that side. Angel does the same thing. Angel put up a death threat to a 10-year-old boy. Okay, but then if you say something in response, she'll call the police, the FBI, she'll sue you. Please. You're all a bunch of fucking clowns. I've said it before and I'll say it again. So, anyway, that's that. I'm sure he's already calling Elio. We're suing. Shut up. Fuck you and him. So, on to the next thing. Josie and Lee are very angry. Now, Josie, this is the funny thing. I got like 3 or 4 privacy complaints after those 2 videos I did in a row. You know, Jaznaba the Hut and or Janzaba the Hut. I'm sorry. I always mispronounce that. And the Sunday night sit down. Mugshots episode. I got like 4 or 5 privacy complaints back to back. Here's the thing. I don't care. So I never even bothered to look at them. Okay. I didn't realize that one of them was for the Janzaba the Hut video, which confused me because I can't figure out where in that video there was any type of privacy violation. I never even said her full name in that video for that reason specifically, because I knew she'd hit me with a privacy complaint. But for whatever reason, YouTube took it down. So that video was taken down. Now, here's what's important. Like I said a million times, it's not a community guideline strike. It doesn't matter. You could get 500 of them. It doesn't matter. All they'll do is remove the video. They don't give you a strike. You don't get penalized in any way. That's it. The next video, I think her and Lee struck. Well, not struck. They like to use the word struck. Privacy complaints are not strikes. So let me correct myself. The Sunday night sit down video, they also hit with privacy complaints, both of them. I was thinking about it today and I'm like, well, what do I want to do? Do I want to, rather than having it removed, do I want to edit out the mugshots part? You know, what do I want to do? But there was a whole lot in that video. So I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll remove it for now. And then I'll edit it at some point and I'll put it back up. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be brand new again. But it's not a big deal. And I'll tell you why. I've said it, over and over again. And I always talk about Lee with this. I don't care about views. Views are like heroin to Lee. To me, they don't matter. Okay. I do a stream. I make some money. Hopefully. I don't know, guys. You're worrying me. If you can donate, please do. I make a little money. The video ends. And then whatever happens to it after that, I couldn't give a fuck less. I've made my money on it. I don't care about the 12 cents in ad revenue I'll get afterwards. It just doesn't matter to me. Okay. So I'm not like Lee. I don't care about taking videos down or having them removed. As long as I'm not getting a strike, I don't care. So it's nothing for me to take videos down. I heard Lee on this Mob Clowns Exposed clip he played. Lee said something to Otis Driftwood like, I don't destroy videos once I make them. Well, that's one of your biggest problems, bro, is that you treat your channel as if it's going in the fucking Smithsonian one day and everything must remain intact. You know what I'm saying? When in reality, you have, a handful of subs, a few thousand subs, legitimate ones anyway. Your channel's already destroyed by thousands of paid for subs. You know what I mean? It's already destroyed. But to him, each video is precious. I don't care. I just don't. That's why I do the shit I do. You think I don't know that some of this stuff will get removed by YouTube? I just simply don't care. As long as they don't take my money away or hit me with a strike, it doesn't matter. I learned the whole privacy complaint process like 8 or 9 months ago. I watched the whole video on it. There's a guy, he gets like 15 videos a month taken down. He don't even care either. He's like, whatever. It's not a strike, so it don't matter. You can't even appeal it because it's not a strike. They don't even allow you to. But that's that. It doesn't matter to me. But to Lee, this would be devastation. He would lose his shit. Like Mustache Pete, I hit him with a privacy complaint, rightfully so. And I'm sure Lee just edited that part out of the video. That's a little different than mine. That was just a little piece of his video. My video, it was the whole thing. You know what I mean? So it's different. But if Lee had a video removed by YouTube, he would he'd probably have a massive stroke. I mean, it's his lifeblood. Like I said, it's like heroin to him. He gets sick without views. So it's just a different story for the two of us. But what's funny is, not so much Lee, but Josie. If I decided to, and I will eventually, just sit down with Shanna and have her hit all those crazy videos with privacy complaints where you put her image up, or even when you used one of my videos or whatever, we could have all kinds of videos removed from your channel. But here's the difference between us and you. We're not whiny little bitches who think we can attack people all day without repercussion. And that's what Josie is. Look how many horrible, disgusting things she said about my wife, pictures she's put up of her, fake pictures, everything else. You know what I mean? She, in her mind, like I said, guys, they can do what they want, but you can't do anything back. So when I do something like what I did and I show her mugshot and stuff, she runs to YouTube like a whiny little bitch. And that's exactly what she is. She's a whiny little bitch. So listen, I get satisfaction out of knowing this, whether the video was removed or not. I think I had 3,100 views when, I'm sorry. That was the Jen Zab of the Hut video. I think it was like, nobody even cares about Josie. I got less views on that video than I've gotten on any video in months because nobody cares about her. So I think I had 1,600 views, which is nothing. That's the video that was removed. The other video, I think when I took it down today, it had like 3,200 views. So see, that's what matters. The first video, 1,600 people saw it before it was taken down. Damage done. I win. Second video, over 3,000 people saw it. So whether I take it down or not, damage is done. I win. Everybody saw shit. Everybody got to screenshot those mug shots and everything else. So it simply doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't. They'll take some joy in this and act like they've won something. But again, I didn't get a strike. So it doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't. I agree, Rob Jean. Absolutely. Josie is a disgusting drunk. She is. Wait a minute. Ridge said, Mustache Pete, that's Lee for you. He was on Strangel saying, well, I keep getting texts saying to strike FBS, so I guess I have to. Well, you can't strike FBS. You could file a privacy complaint. Again, this is Angel that always says it's a strike. It is not a strike. No surprise that a fucking 900-year-old woman doesn't understand YouTube. But it's not a strike. You can't strike me, Lee. You can't. I've done nothing strikeable. It's simply a privacy complaint. But see, that goes to show you he's getting texts because that whole side is little bitches. They want to attack you and attack your family all day long. But as soon as you do something back to them or one of their favorite content creators, you should strike them, strike them, strike them. I am so proud to be who I am and to have the people that I have on this side with me, from everybody in the chat to the content creators to everyone. Because if I ever found myself in the company of people like that, I'd probably relapse. Because what's the fucking point? But Kale won $5. Just a reminder that Lee admitted that FBS was right all this time when he said Lee was on drugs. Oh, did he? Yeah, well, and he still is. Jesse Roth, $1.99. Josie got some class, not glass. Put the drink down. Or get some class, not glass. Put the drink down. Yes. Good advice for Josie. Good advice. Brooklyn Rob 1, FBS, the last time I looked, you had 1.8 million views and Lee had 1.6 million. How many more subs does Lee have? Yeah, right, he has more subs. Well, not just that. That's actually that's what it shows on my channel. Let me explain this to you guys. I have probably 100 videos on private, no exaggeration. Because if I don't like a video, if I stumbled on my words in a video, I'm OCD, I'm nuts, whatever it may be. If I did something I know will get me in trouble, there's a number of reasons. I just take videos down. I put them on private. Once you put them on private, it takes those views away from the view count that can be found on your channel. In other words, when you go to my about page and check my views, that is not accurate. My YouTube studio shows all the views I've ever gotten on all my videos, whether they were privated or not. Now, if they were deleted, no. And I've deleted probably a couple of dozen videos, so there's even more. But I'll actually show you guys. I'm not even sure what it is, but I have way more than 1.8 million. Way more. Let's see, analytics, views, lifetime. There you go. This will make you happy, Brooklyn Rob 1. 2,261,162 from June 30th, 2021. Lee started about a week before me and claims to have a ton more subs than me. So, you know, there's that. So thanks for bringing that up, Brooklyn Rob 1. Let's see. FBS, I think you missed my super chat, bro. What? Mustache Pete 499. Lee called me soft for striking. I'm sorry, Lee. You called me soft for striking you after doxing me, yet you struck FBS, bro. When you learn how to pronounce hypocrisy, look it up. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. He absolutely did. You know what I mean? Because the Sunday night sit down video, the timestamp where the violation occurred was 36 minutes. What happened at 36 minutes? Mustache Pete was on the show with me, and I put up Lee's mugshot. So yeah, Lee, you hit me with a privacy complaint, but Mustache Pete, even after reading this, he won't see anything wrong with it. Those people, I don't know if him and Angel definitely are at least senile. You know what I mean? But they don't understand things either, which is not a surprise. Lee can't even say words, for fuck's sake. But he doesn't understand when he does shit like that it's hypocritical because he's about to strike somebody for the same fucking thing. He doesn't get it. Yeah, and actually, it's not even as bad. He doxed you. All I did was put up a different picture of him that hasn't been put up before. Everybody knows what he looks like. Nothing secret was revealed there. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that's what Lee does. Lee will always say, look at what they do when he's done the same thing or is currently doing the same thing. He doesn't understand hypocrisy. He doesn't. Oh, man, look at this. I want to thank, I love you guys. First of all, I got $10 from Stephen Cordell that said, fuck him. Thank you, Stephen Cordell. I appreciate you very much. And let me go to my PayPal real quick, guys. And then we'll get on to the Danny stuff. Another thing I'll never do, like fucking Lee, the anger he displayed that night on Angel's show was absurd. I mean, it's how thin-skinned he is. Like, if you put up my mugshot tomorrow, I swear on everything I love, I would be like, oh, it's my mugshot. So fucking what? You already know what I look like. It's just, you know what I mean? Who cares? It's Mobtube. We're not on here talking about gardening. It's no big deal. You guys already know I have a record. But he sees that and he goes fucking ballistic. It's so easy to trigger him. It's fucking hilarious. It's just like when his phone number got doxxed. I didn't act nearly as upset when my entire identity got doxxed, but he's a fucking baby. He really is. $50 from Ritzy Painting. Thank you very, very, very much. He said, catching up on great shows lately. Congratulations on the membership. Ritzy and Miss Ritzy. Well, thank you, bro. Thank you very much, man. That means a lot to me. Thank you. All right. Sorry I missed that initially, Mustache Pete. Let me get down here. FPS, congratulations on 2 million views. LOL. Yeah, I didn't even. I didn't even know how many I had when you made that comment. I haven't been paying attention, but yeah, it turns out I got 2.2 million, almost 2.3 million. Oh, drop the link for Bill. Okay, let me drop the link for Bill. Yeah, everyone could tell he was pissed when you showed them mug shots. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was fucking angry. Oh, look, it's my beautiful wife. New beginnings with Shanna. Hello, my love. Thank you for being here. Diversity training with MRE. Hypocrisy? Dude, you know I'm not good at pronouncing those Italian words. Oh, shit. Yeah, he's a fucking dope. So before Bill comes on, let me just show you guys something. Now, this is just a little teaser. Like I said, there is a lot. I was gonna do the Danny show today, but there is so fucking much to go through. I ain't gonna lie. He's got a crazy long record. Crazy long. So it's going to take me a while to get. I want to get it in order. I don't want to do it like I did the other night with Josie and Lee. I want to get everything in order. I'm going to write out my own little report, and then I'll do a show on it. But I'm going to show you guys a little something first. Let me bring Bill on. My man, Bill, what's up, bro?
What's going on? How are you, my brother?
Good. How's the wife feeling? I don't want to say her name because
No. She's doing good. It was a scare, but she's fine. It just turned out it's the cold. She's good.
good.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you for asking. How's Shauna, Braden, your daughter?
Oh, they're good. Everybody's good.
Good. Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Life is good, my friend. Life is very good.
Amen to that, bro. Amen. Um,
Listen, before we get started, is it all right if I just go through this Danny stuff real quick?
yeah, absolutely.
You're not in a rush, are you?
Nah, not yet.
All right. So here we go. I'm going to show you guys this. You already saw what's in the thumbnail. Okay. What's in the thumbnail is again proof. You know, that's actually in his criminal record. That those articles posted and everything, it's crazy. Okay, it shows that Danny, I'm not going to say full names because of privacy complaints, but Danny, other than the Smith one, you know, he also went by the last name Triola at one point. Okay, middle name Anthony. Okay, so in his criminal record, it has that name and it talks about the wash and wear burglar. Okay, so again, there's no doubt, guys, that that's him. But I want to show you some things just to prove that his story is bullshit. Now, he said sometime in the 80s, I believe he said 87. Well, you could go back to Lee's show where I was asking him questions. I believe he said 87 is when he killed that person and went away and did his time, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me show you guys something. This is from 1987. Okay. As you could see here, he's got 11/10/1987, felony 3, grand theft of the second degree. Okay. Same charge again. It's probably just it's a second count. And then the third charge is possession of a stolen credit card. Okay. Now that was all in 87. Now here is his sentence for those crimes. Okay. He got sentenced. He pled no contest basically on 12/01/87, and he was sentenced to 5 years, 0 months. Okay, minimum not applicable. So it might have been a flat sentence, maybe a mandatory minimum of some sort, but 5 years. Okay, he only had 22 days for time served, and it says consecutive down here. Now I'm going to explain that when I show you the rest of the stuff. Okay, but you got to remember around the same time, he was being sentenced for uh, the wash and wear burglar stuff. So he has a separate sentence for the burglaries. I'm going to put that up when I do a whole show on him. But that goes to show you right there, okay? During the time he was supposed to be killing somebody and serving 18 years for it, he was actually getting sentenced for things like grand theft auto, possession of a stolen credit card, and burglary. All right, so he didn't do no 18 years for killing anybody. That's a bullshit story. I've gone through his entire criminal record. Okay, from the day he turned 18, he never shot anyone, he never killed anyone, period. Okay, I just want to make that clear.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
Well, yeah, you would think so, but when you're playing pretend gangster on YouTube and you're
Yeah,
trying to convince people what a big badass you are, I guess it benefits you to make up a story about being a fucking
sure.
killer. But you would think any normal person would be like, "Listen, I'm not gonna. Why would I tell people I murdered someone?" It's the craziest thing in the world to say about myself, especially if it's not true. But Danny is a wannabe. Always was, always will be. That's it.
That's something that I scratch my head um, trying to understand. And maybe it's because the life I live today, but I don't understand why anybody in their right mind, anyway, would want to put something like that out into the universe. And you do have young people that do watch this stuff, and to go out there and basically admit to something that you actually didn't do, something as heinous as killing someone, taking a life, especially someone that wasn't even involved in the life. If you're going to talk all this gangster stuff, then I just, again, for the life of me, the life I live today, I don't understand the mentality behind it. I guess maybe from a YouTube standpoint, I guess I can get the angle, but for the life of me, why you would want to put that out into the universe is beyond, just beyond. But like I said my piece on those two cats over there, so I'm pretty much done with them.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Let me answer my beautiful wife here real quick.
yes. Oh, hi,
Yeah,
Shannon. Hi,
yeah,
Shannon.
yeah. Yes, there is absolutely something on his record. It's in that article, I believe, in the Sun Sentinel. It's on the thumbnail. Something about burglary of a church and $60,000 in damage to a church. Yes, good catch, my beautiful wife. All right, I'm sorry, Bill. Go ahead, bro.
No, 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 no. You never have to apologize. That
Listen, Shanna, if I ignore Shanna, she'll do bad things to me later.
no, no, no. I'm sure you're gonna be out on the porch, Wilma, Wilma. Um,
She'll
but
pick me up and sit me outside, yes, and close the door and lock it like a Flintstone.
um, but this other dude, Jeff, is that his name? At first, when I heard Jeff, I thought you were speaking about the other Jeff, and I was like, ah, no, why, what? No, not
No, not
Nadu.
no,
And
no, no.
but then I heard you mention Jeff Canarsie. So um, I heard what you said. I mean, I don't know the logistics of what he said about me besides the, what was it, horse teeth? Love you, man. Thank you for that. Um, but listen, I had a run in with him over social media years and years and years ago. And, you know, he spoke pretty foul. Um, just talking bad about people who cooperated and, calling me all sorts of names and shit like that. And then I found out that, not that this is a knock to anyone, but, I thought the kid was Italian. And it turns out that he's not Italian.
No.
Um, no. And he
He's as
talks as if,
Italian. He's as Italian as Danny Trio is. That's
okay, all right, so there you have it. And, I remember leaning into the guy, just, again, verbally. And I never had nothing to do with him after that, So, um, what he's out there trying to accomplish now, is it because I started a podcast? Like, is that why? You know, you want to take a shot? Why? Because some people have are tired of being silent, I guess, and I'm one of them. So I've been silent for over 20 years, and I'm starting to realize that some of the stuff that I sit on, not only is it not good to keep so many things inside, but it feels
Wow.
good, yeah, and it feels good to share with people. Like, for instance, like jumping on with Mike DeBella that night. And oh, by the way, that was a killer show last night, bro. That was a
Thank
killer
you,
show.
Bill. Thank you,
Yeah, it
man.
was a killer show, man. Mike knocks it out of the park, boy. I tell you. And
You
I'll
should
tell
you
you,
should think, Bill, you should think about having him on the podcast, bro. You two going back and forth. I think it'll be a big hit, bro. It was on this show. You know what I mean? Just a suggestion. And
yeah,
thank you, Frank Gerard, for Tello Productions. I love you, brother. Thank you, man. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
Cutolo, he's chilling on the shows. He's true composite. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Richie Painting. Thank you, bro. Um, but yeah, so kicking it with Mike, it was fun. And then hearing what he said last night, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but the gist of it was is that, hey, look, I'm not here to threaten anyone. I'm not here for that. I'm here just to talk. I went from having a lot of friends to having no friends, and I don't mean that in a disparaging way, coming from the life. And it is something to get used to, and you have to adapt. And that's one of the precious gifts that you learn from being involved in that life is that you learn how to adapt. Whether it be prison, whether it be doing things in the street, being around a different skipper, things change, and you have to learn how to adapt. You know, uh, we're camouflaged, or we should be, or should have been, I should say. Um, so listening to him say that last night, he was spot on. You know, um, he went to jail, came home, and he saw the writing on the wall. It wasn't just uh, regular people cooperating; it was straightened out guys that were cooperating. And you'd have to be a fool not to walk away from the life. Especially seeing the things that Mike has seen, that I have seen, stuff that we've been through. Um, you know, Michael and I, we bounced around, with different circles, of course. Um, but I do remember him always being around Frankie Fabiano. Mikey Scars was always in tow when Frankie Fabiano was around. Um, and then when he shared some comments that he was trying to talk to Michael, and Michael kind of got, I guess, a little, I don't want to say cute or smart, because the message came back to RJ that Michael didn't mean any harm by it.
Yeah.
And I was somebody that also got rubbed the wrong way one day by something Michael had said on his podcast. And it was shame on me. It was foolish behavior because um, I reacted in a way as if like I was 20 years ago, and as if like I was protecting my father. And, you know, Michael just happened to share uh, an affection for two people that back in the day, I can say that I shared the same affection for. Um, but in that life, betrayal is rampant. And
Yeah.
so, he had said something on one of his shows, and I wound up going into the comment section and kind of left a long comment. And RJ reached out to me right away, or because RJ and I were going back and forth on Instagram. Um, and RJ is like, no, Bill, there's maybe there's a miscommunication there. And, you know, Um, miscommunication, if it happens once, twice, but if it happens anything more than that, then,
It's a
well,
pattern.
yeah, and then you might have to revisit the conversations. Um,
Yeah.
but the thing is that, if you are going to say certain things, especially over social media, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is, um, you should give certain guys, um, you're not in the life anymore. So you should give guys a certain platform to speak, you know, so that there is no miscommunication. Feel me?
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, so it could be a conversation had obviously off screen, and then maybe eventually, you know, you go on that person's show and you hash it out like men, like gentlemen,
yeah.
like we were raised. Um, I did listen to one of Michael's latest shows, Michael's and RJ's, and Michael was talking about blood, you know, uh, blood in the life, how on the other side in the old country, um, why we would marry cousins. You know, I know it sounds a little crazy here in the States, but you know, their frame of thinking over there is that, hey, you know, are you going to trust, you know, Joe Blow in the corner, or are you going to or are you going to trust your brother or your cousin or your uncle, whoever the case may be?
Mm.
So then he turned around and said, you know, for a lot of guys, we're born into the life, you know, whether it be our fathers, our grandfathers, our uncles, and you know, like Mike DeBella, you know, when you hear me say he comes from good stock, he comes from great stock. Um, so did Michael, you know, so did Scars. Um, so when he had said that about being born into that life, you know, any father who loves their son is really not going to be politicking um, to get their son straightened out. If you are politicking to get your son straightened out, it's usually because not only, of course, you trust them, but because if you're going away uh, and something needs to be handled, um, sometimes you need that stripe, you know, to sit with certain people, you know, especially the old timers. You know, they everything is protocol. So, um, but for myself, it was uh, it was crazy for me. Especially, for instance, like when my dad was in jail, um, and having to handle all his shit, not only just family stuff, but then Colombo family stuff. It was a lot. It was a lot. And I do remember having conversations with a certain gentleman um, that he had turned around and said, you know, I'm going to fast track you. You know, your father's holding you back. Um, you need your stripe. And I remember giving this guy an answer because I got a little twisted. Because A, you're kind of saying something disparaging about my dad, saying that he's
Yeah,
holding me back. And my dad always told me, as soon as a guy tells you, hey, don't tell your father, Willie, you have to come and tell me. Because in this life, you know, something like that means life or death sometimes.
yeah,
So, um, but again, when he was in jail and having to go sit with other captains, not only with just our family, but with other families, I was never ever turned away. Um, now, you go through that whole recruiting process. The second your foot hits the street, you know, you're being looked at by everybody. Um, and like I've said in the past, it's very hard to live up to um, a Wild Bill. And like I said, I've said it, repeat it, or a John Gotti. Um, you know, as a son, you're trying to think of ways to um, prove your mettle, if you will. Um, they're out. If there are guys out there and they're putting work in, you want to go out there and put work in. You know, it's like Mike said last night about there's no shame in his game. You know, he's not afraid to get his hands dirty, working on a car or in a restaurant, whatever the case may be. So in that life, it's the same thing. You know, you can't be afraid to mix it up. Um, and you know, I had gotten to a point where um, I was picking my hands up um, out on occasions. Um, and it was getting back to my father. And I had gotten to a point around 1994, 95, kind of like after he took me off the shelf. I was told that I was not allowed to pick my hands up anymore.
Yeah.
And this is verbatim, you know. This is why you have him, and him. Your hands stay in your pockets, and it's not something you want to hear. You know, you're in a life where violence is around you all the time, for the most part. Um, you can't get dissed, so to speak. You can't allow that. You can't allow someone to say, Mikey and I will laugh about this. Mikey mentioned it, and I've mentioned it too. As soon as a guy tells you, you know who I'm with, drop him. Drop him before he even gets to spit it out, because he's going to get a beating from his guy. And, you know, like I said, my dad used to have that saying, you can always send flowers in the morning. So
Yeah.
crack the guy. I'll hear about it the following day, and you could apologize, you know, afterwards. Um, but you would be well within your right to crack somebody for saying something like that. Um, so listening to Michael saying that, you know, blood and being born into the life, he's 1,000% correct. Um, there are guys, I think I've heard Sammy mention it in the past, um, that, you know, there are a ton of guys that are basically on a waiting list, for the most part, and who put work in, you know, and then you bring in someone's son and they get fast tracked, you know, to get straightened out. And that causes a lot of dissension um, within your crew. Believe me when I tell you, I'm sure there are still guys today, at least I would think, um, that were jealous, I guess. You know, um, they want to be you. You know, they want to be Wild Bill's son. Although my dad treated most of his guys like his sons anyway. You know, matter of fact, some of them got treated better than I thought I did at times.
Yeah.
Which that's a whole story for another day. Um, but you know, not to skip around on you, but to get back to this guy Jeff, um, like what was his point, Chris? I mean, I haven't seen the show, so I really don't know what was said or why. Um, was it like a whole barrage of shit, or
Well, listen, I heard it was a rant. Okay, I was going to listen to the whole thing, but I had to start the show. I had to shave my head and
yeah,
shower before that. I just didn't have time.
I got you.
But it's 17 minutes long, and I heard just the beginning. He started going off. He's making fun of your appearance in the very beginning of the video with a stupid fucking song, and it was just you know it's listen. There's a reason I feel like I don't even need to watch it, and it's this. I think that he's doing it for such obvious reasons. We know what side he's on. We know what he's all about, you know. So I don't believe for a second that it's anything other than that, you know, that he's just trying to please those fucking people over there, MRE, Angel Lee, you know. um and I think he's trying to get a little bit of attention too. I'm sure he wanted me to come at him a little bit, you know.
Well, he's not going to get that out of me. I mean, he's you know like a piece of lint on my clothes as far as I'm concerned, anyway.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, I'm starting to see a pattern. Whether it be Lee and Danny, this guy Jeff now, um, it seems to be that either I smile too much, or my teeth are too clean, or my shirt is pink. Um, you know, when you have to attack someone's appearance, you know, if I'm now, you know, doing a podcast or I come on your show, whatever the case may be, and that's where you need to go, then what does that tell you? It tells me one thing, that you guys are grabbing at straws, you guys have nothing else to go on, and you guys want me to come back at you. You know, this way you can make another thumbnail or, you know, calling me crying Billy Cotolo. Okay, what do you want me to say? I got emotional on a program. Um, I'm a sentimental guy. I truly am, especially today. You know, my kids, um, my birthday. Um, I can care less about anybody, honest to God. But when it comes to my wife and kids, um, if I don't get a card, you know, um, I'm kind of hurt. Like, and truly hurt. Like, it hurts my heart. Um, I think there was one year, maybe I didn't get any cards. I got gifts, but no cards. And I got a little upset, you know. So just this morning, my daughter was working last couple of days, so um, she had put the card that her and my little guy had got me for my birthday, where I have my coffee in the morning. So when I came out there it was sitting, and I opened it up, and when someone takes the time, especially my children and my wife, to write stuff in a card, um, just thanking me for being a good husband or being a good dad. Um, I literally was in tears. Listen, go ahead. You guys could take this clip, make a thumbnail out of it. Doesn't matter to me. It don't matter. So I'm
People
sitting
are.
there.
That's another thing, Bill, that we're not allowed to do. We're not allowed to have emotion. That makes us weak somehow, or something. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, let's see. How do I measure weak? Do I measure weak of someone that can't get their fat ass out of a fucking chair? Do I measure weak to someone that wants to say they killed someone and was actually robbing people's clothes and destroying a church, a house of worship? Um, so who's doing the measuring here? You know, because if we had to talk about a measuring contest, I guarantee between the three of them, they wouldn't be able to add up what I got over here.
No, no, of
And there's a
course not.
wink. There's a wink. Um, but listen, again, if you guys have nothing else to talk about, then have at it. If this is what the extent of your content is going to be, I don't need to respond because eventually you're just going to go away. Your channel is going to go away. Um, Now with this whole membership thing, and that's beautiful. That truly is a beautiful thing. For $4.99 a month, have all access pass to all your shows and stuff like that, giveaways and all those beautiful things. You guys are starting something huge. You know, um,
Trying.
so yeah. So these other channels, they're gonna go away. You know, you have two big gentlemen at the top. You got Michael, you got Sammy. Uh, Jimmy's channel does very well. God bless him. Um, you got yours, and of course all of Mobtube. Other than that, there's no content. There's no content at all. So, um, Jeff Canarsie, bro, listen. I guess there's a reason why you sit behind a computer and talk mob stuff. Um, you're a Jewish kid, I believe. So that's no shot. But you talk about, at least I remember, you talking about, and you talk with an attitude, as if like you were somebody on the street.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
He does.
yeah,
He talks like he would fuck you up if he sees you. Meanwhile, he would
yeah,
turn around and run the other way.
yeah. I mean, talk about having a thug life mouth and 911 fingers, man. That's the poster child.
Yeah.
So
Well, look,
Jeff,
like I said, you can't even talk back to him, or he's going to run to a fucking lawyer and sue you. You know
well, I'm
what I
going to
mean?
talk back to him right now. Jeff, if you're watching, or maybe your Sims will get this to you, I'm sure. Um, Forgive me here. Fuck you. Um, You couldn't shine my shoes, and I've said that to other cats on YouTube. So I guess I'm gonna have to lump you in. You are a punk. You'll never be anything. Um, so you can brag about who you want to brag about. I do remember one thing, but thinking about him, I could swear, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I can swear I remember him calling John Gotti Jr. a rat. I believe I watched one of his shows where he talked about his name coming up in a 302, or I'm paraphrasing, uh, but that was the gist of what he was saying. So I find it completely ironic that all of a sudden um, you're hanging out with people like MRC, Lee, Danny, um, and whoever else you guys want to
Well,
mention.
Angel, most of all. I mean, because like I said, he sat here with three of us and talked about John Jr. being a rat. He talked in.
Oh, okay, so we did. Okay.
Well, yeah, he did that. Well, that was private between us, but he's done it on his own show a long time ago, I believe. He said it many times. So, and he said it to me personally. It's like I said, they all feel that way about Junior. But then when it comes to trying to be friends with Angel, they change their opinion, at least publicly. You know what I mean?
Okay, well then, then if Angel knows this, that these things, how can you commiserate with these people? I mean, I'm just asking because one thing I do hear Angel, or at least you guys talk about, Angel is all about her family, the Gottis. So if someone's going to throw her brother under a bus, do we start pick and choosing now who we like? You know, oh, you said that, but it's okay. I'll let it go. But if you say it, it's remembered forever.
Oh yeah, of course,
So there seems to be a little bit of a disconnect there.
a little
Um,
bit.
yeah, but Jeff, like, listen, bro, stay in your lane, man. I, I don't need to bother with you, honestly, and I don't think you want me bothering with you, or maybe you do. Maybe you think that I'm gonna give you front page shit for you to run with, but bro, you got the wrong guy. Listen, I ain't that guy. I will tell you, go fuck yourself. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I will tell you, yeah, you're a punk. Yeah, yeah, you are. Um, and I do know this for a fact, and I will say it. And I don't live my life like this anymore. I've said this a gazillion times, and I swear by it. Um, I don't go looking for trouble. I truly don't. I'm very happy in my skin today. Um, I'm all about my family. But Jeff, I tell you what, next time I come to New York, which will be soon, um, if you like, you can tell me to my face, maybe over a cheesesteak, um, how you feel. And I'll let you speak, you know, as long as you let me respond in my own way. And we can go from there. But to try to pick a fight with me over YouTube, nah, bro. Sorry. Wrong guy. Yeah, Chris, you did mention it earlier. And I love this about you. And I feel the same way about you. I got your back. Um, but I don't need
I know you
Chris.
do.
I don't need Chris to defend me. I don't need SoFlo or Johnny Mac or Jimmy or Gunsmoke or Nikki Blade or anybody that I might be forgetting. All you beautiful people in the chat, um, thank you. But I don't need them to defend me. Like I've said, and I'll say it again, it makes me nauseous that I have to keep saying this. I know who I am. I know what I am. I know who I was. And I know my lane, which is pretty wide. Believe me when I tell you, it's a wide lane. But bro, you can't get in my lane. So just stop. And this is not me trying to brag or say that I'm the biggest, baddest gangster. No, that's not me saying that shit at all. Believe me. Um, no, I will speak that I am Wild Bill's son. I've been through a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's nothing really to brag about. It's really not. Matter of fact, that's one of the reasons why I'm on YouTube, is because I'm not bragging about it. But I do want to share some stories. And if
Yeah,
you
of course.
watched if you watched any of our shows on the 11th Avenue podcast, um, I don't take a shit on anybody, Jeff, and I earned that right if I want to, but I won't. You know, guys who passed away, guys who might be in jail, guys who might be seeking a new trial, um, whatever the case may be. I'm not going to jam anybody up. That's not what I'm about. I wasn't about that back in the day. I'm certainly not that guy today. Um, I will talk about, friendships, you know. I will talk about the brotherhood. Um, I don't mean the Aryan brotherhood. I mean our brotherhood, being in the street, what it was like, the camaraderie, um, stuff like that. But I will steer anybody that maybe can't think too much for themselves, or if you're just young and that life appeals to you, um, I will take a shit all over that life all day, every day for the rest of my fucking life. But I'm not going to apologize for who I was. Well, to an extent. But I'm certainly not going to take a shit on people that aren't bothering me.
Yeah.
So, you know, this, Jeff, it doesn't bother me, bro. It's kind of par for the course. Um, but somebody like you, I guess maybe you can only live that kind of life vicariously through people like me or
Yeah,
Jimmy or like a Mike DeBella or
that's exactly
anybody.
what it is, bro.
Yeah. And, I feel for you there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I have a feeling you're a little younger than me. Um, but you still craving that attention from that life, bro. I don't know what to tell you. You're a little confused, you know. I know that life still exists. It always will. Matter of fact, the way they operate today is probably the way it should have been all these years. And maybe if it was, there wouldn't be as many cooperators. But without the cooperators, nobody knows nothing about this life. So before you guys start pointing fingers at guys who cooperated or debt to rats or um, whatever whatever you guys say, um, think hard before you say stuff like that. You know, um, today I am a very firm believer in really thinking about things before they fall out of your mouth. Um, it's important, especially as a grown up. Now, Jeff, I don't know if you have a family. I don't know if you have children. Um, I don't want to say I doubt it, but anything's possible. I believe Lee has a wife and kids, or had a wife and kids, um, that they don't bother with them. But that's again none of my business. Um, but you know what, Jeff? If you have a wife and kids, and is this the kind of message you want to send? It's kind of like what I said to Danny the other night. This is the message that you want to give your kid. I'm sure your son thinks you're a tough guy, and that's beautiful. You know, um, I don't want my kids looking at me like that anymore. They did it for a very long time, and it's an uncomfortable feeling, not only as a father, but it's more uncomfortable for them. You know, um, so think before you speak. Um, I ain't gonna have anything else to say about you, bro. Seriously.
I will.
Again, that's okay. Yeah, you have at it, bro. You have at it. You eat until you're full. Um, but as far as I'm concerned, unless someone widens up at the end of my driveway, you know, um, you're not important. And I mean that. Not important in my life. Not not important in life, but in my life, you're not important. So, um, yeah, I guess I get that off my chest. Such a beautiful day. You know, I got to film in a little while. So, um, we're I think we're at like 550 subs. On the channel. Um, but I truly do would love to get to 1,000 before the end of October.
Yeah,
You
you hear
know.
that, guys? So listen, Miss Can't Be Wrong dropped the link a few times. We have 244 people here.
Yes, she's too much. She's
Yes.
the best. Oh
First
God.
of all, everybody please hit the like. Secondly, if you can donate to this show, please do. And third, subscribe to the 11th Avenue podcast, please. Okay. We could get, I'm sure, a good bit of people just off of this stream. So somebody will drop it in the chat. I already know it. And
Hey,
if you guys could just click that link and go subscribe, listen, you could hear Bill talk about cigars, sports, the mob, his life, all that good stuff. It's a very, very good show. It's. I tell you what, your production quality is fantastic, Bill. You fixed the
hmm,
background noise issue. Your intro is dope. The sound is good. It's good.
tonight. We're gonna be filming in a different spot. Um, you know, we're having fun with it, and it's only gonna get better. Look, I'm new with this. Um, I can speak. I get that. Um, but it's not always easy to turn out content and to keep um, people engaged,
Yeah, yeah.
for an extended period of time. So I'm still trying to figure out like how long a certain video should be. Like, should the sports clip be X amount of time, and then the mob stuff and X amount of time. So I'm trying to keep things as much as I could in segments. And there's been I feel there's been a little bit of a lull. But according to Jeremy and Sky, they're like, Bill, you're doing phenomenal. And even my kids said it. They're like, Dad, you guys have over 500 subs already. You guys are only up a month. That's not bad. You know. Um, one of my kids had mentioned something to me about. I never heard of these people before, but the father looked very familiar to me, and I got to find out if the guy was a street guy or around people. Um, my wife watches the Kardashians on Hulu, and I had
Sorry.
just come in the room. The show went off, and I think my wife was doing something on her phone. So the next show that just happened to stop playing was a show called The Charlie D'Amelio Show. Now, I never knew who the girl was. I didn't know it was a whole family. Um, but this girl, or I think they're sisters. I think there might be a brother. Um, but this girl blew up on TikTok just from doing like little dance clips, you know?
Yeah, she became a
Uh,
millionaire at 16 years old.
yeah, like I mean, I wish them all the the luck and blessings in the world because they seem like a really cool family. Um, but trying to figure out um, how they did it, you know, um, I think is the message. At least it is for me. Um, how they blew up. And my daughter had said to me that, Dad, they were just at the right place at the right time, and that's how they blew up, and it just exploded for them. Um, and it's funny. You know, you've been doing this a lot longer than me, my brother. So I wonder how many of I still can't take myself serious calling myself a content creator. Um, but I do know I put out content and I do know I'm creating it. So I guess for all intent and purposes, I am a content creator now. Um, but I wonder how many of the people in this genre have these uh, grand, these grand dreams of, can I get to 1 million followers? You know, um, and after watching some of this show, um, I said to myself, I don't see why there's any reason why I can't. You know, I think that I'm the only person probably standing in my own way. Now, maybe
We
a
all
million,
are.
yeah, maybe 1 million subs is, a little crazy. But I do know that each week we get a little better. Um, I do know that people do want to hear more mob stuff. Um, Crunching the numbers the other day, brother. I mean, the way Sky breaks down these numbers for me, I was like literally sitting there with my cigar, like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah, I got it, uh-huh, mm-hmm. And then I left and I was driving home. I'm like, I think I got like maybe 10% of everything he was saying, you know, um, talking about putting out little clips, um, whether it be on Instagram or YouTube, like YouTube Shorts. Is that what it's called? YouTube Shorts?
Yep.
Um, Stuff like that. So, all these things, I think they're all there for the taking, for all of us. And YouTube is a universe. Like I've said, um, whether you want to learn how to garden, cook, uh, learn how to fix a fucking muffler or change your oil, or you just want to listen to some mob stuff. So it's a universe, and there's so much food out there for everyone to eat, but yet everybody wants to keep taking shots. What's up, Jimmy? I love you, brother.
Jimmy,
Um,
hop on, bro.
no, I'd love to. I miss him. I
Yeah,
miss him.
that'd be great.
Um, but yeah, I do feel that we can stand close enough, shoulder to shoulder, with each other and support one another, you know, and take this genre and clean it up, like kind of like what Soflo said. You've said it as well, you know. Let's clean this genre up a little bit. Let's get this LobTube shit out of here, and let's focus on the things that we're good at,
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
here, listen, you
especially
got
you.
yeah, you got something right here. NYC Crime Spot. He has well over 10,000 subs. He said, "Wishing you all the best, Bill. You're going to do great on YouTube. I'll share your channel to my community page and tell my subs." That's
Oh,
fantastic. Thank you, NYC Crime Spot. And Ritzy Painting
thank
said,
you.
"Great show, Mr. Cotolo. Even the last couple of videos, the quality were crisp and vibrant, and of course, outstanding topics.
Thank you, Rich.
A
Thank
lot
you,
of
and thank you
positive
for always,
feedback."
yeah, thank you for always supporting Chris. Like you are the best, bro. Truly.
Yes, he is. So yeah, man. I listen. It'll be good. Unfortunately, with these YouTube shows and shit, you just never know. You never know how it's gonna go. Um, if it's gonna take a while, if it's gonna happen all at once. But once the word is out, Bill, I think you're gonna do great. I guarantee it.
From your lips to a
You
higher
could say
being,
it. You could say
to a
it. It's
higher
all
being.
right.
All right.
God's ears. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I never want to make anybody feel uncomfortable in their
Nah,
beliefs.
I don't. That shit doesn't bother me,
Especially
bro.
especially you.
Nah, it's
What does
all
that
good.
say? Joe Lubrano. Joe, I've seen your name pop up a few times in the chat. Um, I grew up um, across the street with these Italian kids. They came from the other side. Last name was Lubrano. I know their cousin was straightened out. Um, not, I can't remember what family he was straightened out in. Um, but I grew up with these Lubrano kids. Matter of fact, I even dated the sister, Maria. So I was just curious, Joe, if there was any relation there.
Let's
Um,
see what he says.
but thank you. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. I would love to see Jimmy on the show. Thank you,
Yeah, if
Trevor.
you would join, that would be good. You mean on your
Thank you.
show or on this show?
No, listen. Once I start doing lives, of course I'll have Jimmy on without a doubt, as long as he would like to come on. Um, I will bring. I'm going to bring a lot of good people on. I promise you that. Um, a lot of people who are afraid to put that toe in their, their toe in the water. I'm going to get them on. I promise. Uh, listen. I want to keep it. I want to keep our podcast fun. It is. I do get that people do want to hear the mob stuff. I get it, and it can get heavy at times. That's why we do sports. That's why we talk cigars. We talk pairing cigars, and eventually we will get into some entertainment. Because I do have a few people in mind that I would like to bring on. Um, maybe Louis. I think Louis Lombardi. He probably watches you, um, but we follow each other on Instagram, and he sent me a happy birthday. And Louis is someone that I would love to get on the show. Louis, he was in The Sopranos. He played an agent in
I
on the
know who he
show.
is. Yeah, I know who he
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yep.
I've always loved everything that he's ever done. He's a funny dude. I think he owns a pizzeria now. He does very well. But he's somebody that I would like to bring on our show. Um,
Yeah.
and then we'll see. We'll see if people like. We'll see if Sammy would want to come up on my podcast. I think I'd have to do his first. Um, we'll
I
see
think
where
you
that
would do it.
goes.
Yeah, I think
I
you
think
would do it.
so. I think so.
Listen, John Eppy said, I'm from Bensonhurst and Diker Heights. I knew Bill from the gym.
John Eppy, what? Okay, Joe, got you. Yep, I got you, bro. I got the right family. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Um, Again, we talk about stock, good stock right there. Um, the Squeeze, yeah, you're a funny dude, the Squeeze. I love you, man. Bill and Chris, I don't have my glasses on, so two honest and sincere guys. I wouldn't. Oh, fuck with. Um, Nah, what? Me and Spaghetti Arms. Nah, you guys wouldn't want to mix it up with us. Are you kidding?
I hit hard. Fuck that.
I'm
Listen,
sure you do, bro. I'm sure you do.
um,
How well did I know Sammy in the
yeah,
streets?
Bruno.
Not well. I used to go to tallies as a young man before I was in the street. I think one time we might have gotten into a fight in there, um, and then I kind of was told um, that I wasn't supposed to be fighting in anybody's place, and then I had found out that it was Sammy's joint. Um, but I didn't have any interactions with Sammy on the street. No. Um, I had interactions with Sammy not until came home out here. Um, I reached out to him. He got right back to me. I think we had breakfast not too long after us connecting, and I think I've said this before. Sammy was on paper at the time, and I was on paper at the time, so we had to get clearances, you know, from our respective POs. Um, but so the first time I got together with Sammy out here, I'll be honest with you guys. I was in tears, and I say this because when I had gotten together with Sammy, I was missing, and when I say missing, meaning love, um, missing someone that knew my dad. um, who was a tough guy, Sammy. And so I knew that when I had gotten together with him, that we would be talking about stuff about my dad and stuff like that. Um, but the first time we got together, I was a little emotional. I don't know if he picked up on it. And then by the third time we got together, when he showed me the studio and all that, and he played something for me, an audio part of his book, um, in regards to the Chico, when he got blown up. And I remember sitting in the chair. I was with my friend Frankie Calabrese from Chicago. And he's someone that you should have on your show, Chris, Frank Calabrese. Um, his dad was in the outfit out in Chicago.
Yeah.
Great guy. I love him like a brother. So this time Frankie was with me. Um, and I sat back in the chair, and you can't smoke in the studio. Sammy doesn't want no cigar smoking in the studio, which I get. Um, and I remember sitting in the chair in the studio and hearing this played back because my dad was very broken when this happened. And for some strange reason, I guess, um, my emotions got the best of me. And I just started to cry. I just sat there in the fucking chair. I felt like a little kid, you know. Um, you're looking at Sammy and Frank Calabrese went through a ton of shit with his dad. Um, so I think I was just feeling very heavy in that moment. Um, but yeah, I
It's
got really
understandable.
emotional. Yeah, and so I've gotten to know Sammy, um, and I think I've said this before, but one thing I think people are starting to see about Sammy, um, not only does he have a huge heart today, I can't say how he was back in the day, but I'm sure his heart was just as big. Um, but funny, like just like I had no idea how fucking funny he was. Like we were sitting by a pool one day, and we just commiserating. Uh, we were there with about I think 6, 7 people, um, and everything that he was saying, he had me fucking dying. Like my sides were hurting from laughing so hard. Um, but then we spoke about something serious, and I can't say what it was that we were talking about, but the advice that he had given me was you don't want to make enemies out of certain people, and I took that message to heart. You know, especially coming from somebody like Sammy. You know, anytime somebody like that can break you off a piece of advice, you take it. You take it. You know, um, I would have taken that advice back in the day in the street, and I value it even more today, um, knowing the man that he is now. So um, I wish I could say that I had the pleasure of knowing Sammy back in the day, but maybe in a way, guys, maybe I'm happy that I didn't have too much interaction with him because I probably wouldn't like him today. I'm just being honest. I probably wouldn't have liked him. Um, but today, I know him for who he is today, and I have a love for him for sure. Same thing with Michael, uh, Francis. We speak through emails on occasions, and we have each other's phone numbers. But I won't bother Michael. Um, but he's more than welcome to call me anytime. Um, but those are two cats that I don't know. I don't know if I'm correct in saying that they gave birth to this genre. I know John A. Light and Gene Barlow um, kind of put that life, not this life, that life, on the map. I think they kind of opened up doors for a lot of us, you know, made a lot of us see that it's okay to come out and speak, you know, like you don't have to worry about, what you say all the time, you know. They're a little bit more free with the things that they say. What's up, Stone Sailor? Um, but yeah, good shit, man. We got some good shit coming, for real.
Good.
I promise you.
I'm
What's
sure
up,
you
Jimmy?
do.
You don't want to come on, bro?
I don't know if
You know,
Jimmy's still here. I think he left.
sorry. He's probably working anyway. He's probably on the truck.
Probably.
But anyway, my friend, look, thank you for always having my back. Thank you
Of
for
course.
just just for being a brother. I don't
Absolutely.
think I need to say anything more than that.
No,
You know how
same
I
to you,
feel.
Bill.
You
Yeah.
know. Um, but listen, don't lose any more hair over stuff like
I don't have any more to lose, Bill.
that's what I mean. You know. Um, but listen, if these cats want to talk out of the side of their neck, let them. You know, because that's all it is just dribble. That's all it is dribble. It's
Yep.
funny. My wife asked me this morning. Uh, some friends of ours in Brooklyn. They own a pizzeria. A sweet couple. I love them both. Karen and Angelo. Um, she said something to me. They wanted to see the clip um, that I did. I think on your show, talking about Lee and Danny. I think it was one night that I was out here, not the last show, um, a while ago. I think I got a little heated, and my wife's like, "Yeah, no, no, they want to see the clip of that show." And I'm like, I looked at her like, "Why? Like,
Yeah.
why? Like, there's so many other things out there that I've done that I could say I'm somewhat proud of doing, but me, motherfuckering somebody. I don't know why I just was me motherfuckering someone or getting a little sideways. Why you'd want to share that? So I thought it was kind of comical. Um, she's like, you should have like this little thing where you could put like all the shows that you've done like together, and you mean like a file? It's like, yeah, like a file. And I'm like, yeah, maybe in the future I will. Um, And then, lastly, I got a message from Tom Lavecchia from the Armchair MBA, and he told me that the interview went great, and I have to continue to watch it, Tom, if you're watching, because I didn't get a chance to watch it in its entirety. I have a hard time watching myself back. I really do. Um, but he did say to me that the average watch time was, and the only reason why I know this stuff is because Sky shares this stuff with us now. Um, the average watch time is about 49 minutes,
That's great.
and that's what he said. And he's like, bro, he's like, people loved it. And I'm like, hey, if we can get somebody's attention for 49 minutes, then that's pretty good. At
Yeah.
least I think so anyway. That's kind of like having a conversation with somebody and be invested into the conversation. You know what I mean? So, um, I guess that's a nice shot in the arm, and I appreciate it. And just so you know, my brother, uh, Tom had nothing but beautiful things to say about you. Um, I think towards the end of the interview, I mentioned cigars that you like to enjoy. We spoke a little bit about the cigars. I let him know that you're my little brother. Um, and I think Tom was a little taken back with the shit that gets flung back and forth, um, and more so on the other side, not this side. And I think that bothered him. So But I think he's doing some good things over there, with his channel. Um, and him and his partner seem like two sweet gentlemen. I mean, I don't know Tom, but the interview went kind of smooth, and yeah, just good content. Good
Good.
content.
Yeah, people seem to have enjoyed it. John Eppy said, "Me and Bill would talk about football when we were on the cardio bikes at the gym. He might remember me. New York Sports Club, Shore Road."
Yeah, of course. I know the gym. But John, forgive me, bro. Maybe if without you having to put your face out there, but I'm sure maybe if I saw your face, I would definitely remember you. I'm sure.
Yeah, you probably
Faces,
got a
I don't.
memory like me.
Well, when it comes to faces, I never forget a face. It's embedded in your head, you know,
Yeah.
especially when the life that we come from, you know, you're always looking at people like that. Um, but it's you could ask Mike. How crazy it was for me in the gym because, um, first of all, my workouts would take almost 2 hours, you know, um, and then training some friends or training with some friends and just trying to show them proper mechanics in the gym. Um, but then, you know, when people started to find out that this is where I was, and if they needed to talk to me or get a message to me, like people would just pop up at the gym. And it got to a point, Mike, that I uh, I started going to different gyms. Like I would jump in my car. I think at that time, I think I had a Lexus. Yeah, and I would just jump in the car, and I always had a like an overnight bag, if you will, uh, with dress clothes if I needed. So I started going out to Queens a lot to work out. You know, I would hit different Gold's gyms out in Queens. There was one particular gym that I used to work out at. It was a Gold's gym on, I think it was Crossbay Boulevard, a two-story gym. But it was beautiful because I'd be able to go in, work out, you know, not too many people knew me there. I bumped into a few cats there, but they knew that if I was there to work out. So a lot of people didn't bother me there.
Well, it's
But
funny because you already forgot. You keep saying Mike. His name is John.
John, John, I don't know why I keep saying Mike Epi, but John Epi. I'm sorry. But anyway, so yeah, then it got to a point where um, I was getting phone calls at the gym. Like, I'd be, I don't know, on the fucking bike or doing dips with a 45-pound plate strapped to my waist, with my wrists turned in, you know, like just, I had a crazy workout. People would stop. Seriously, people would stop and be like, wow, look what that guy's doing, or if I was doing pull-ups in the gym. Um, One arm pull-ups, and then doing pull-ups again with a 45-pound plate around your waist. Um, you know, I guess for people who weren't gym people, they would walk in, they wanted to do their 20 minutes of cardio and then be on their way. Then they would come in and see me and a couple of friends maybe doing certain exercise and I remember coming into the gym on more than one occasion, more than I care to admit. Um, People trying to do certain exercises that I was doing. And, you know, nothing bothers me more is when I'm in a gym and I see people working out, especially if there's a trainer involved and they're doing shit wrong. You know, like it drives me insane, man. It's just going to lead up to injury and, you're going to fall out of love with the gym and exercising. So, um,
Yeah.
but John, uh, forgive me. Maybe if I get to see your face eventually, I could put the face with the name. Forgive me. Um, but yeah, bro, I'm sorry that I came in and stepped on your show.
No, not at all. You're always welcome on here, Bill. You know that.
Nah, I know. Thank you.
Yep.
You're a sweetheart, bro. That's why I love you. Um,
Love you too, man.
and everybody in the chat, um, please subscribe to Chris's channel. I know I have to tell you guys that. But become a member. I have to make sure I take care of that myself. I would like to be an insider with the FPS crew, so uh, I will be joining. You know,
Good shit.
so $4.99 a month, man. We waste that on silly subscriptions that we don't even use. So
Yeah.
why not spend it on a subscription that you're definitely going to use? So
Yep.
I wish you nothing but success, my friend. Love, blessings.
Oh, same to you, Bill. You know that, bro.
All right,
Absolutely.
everybody. I'm
All
gonna
right. Thanks
start.
for coming on.
Thank you for having me. And
Yep.
thank you everybody to listen to me rant. Um, hope it wasn't too much, but I love you all. And oh yeah, Jeff, seriously, I don't know, bro. Fuck you.
There's Bill Cotolo Jr., guys. Good to have him on, as always. It's always interesting to hear Bill talk about his past and his life. It's always fun. So, listen, guys, I want to thank everybody who became a member. If I couldn't shout you out when Bill was on, you know how that is. I don't like to interrupt people. Anybody who sent a super chat, let me just shout everybody out. Let me thank Ritzy Painting and Stephen Cordell for the cash. And if I could get to my super chats here, I want to thank Hervaven Gill. All right, if this will open up. Hervaven Gill, Jesse Roth, McKill 1, Mustache Pete, This Day in the Mob. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry, but thank you guys for donating. It makes these shows worth doing, and it makes it worth the time. So I'll see you guys later tonight around 10 o'clock. All right. I love you all, and until next time, salute.